Dear Mother's Basement, I pirate anime. I'm someone who consumes a lot of media, whether it be video games, American television, music, art. But here's the thing, I don't pirate any of these other things, and there's a really clear reason for that. That just seems to be brushed under the rug, because generally, the people in the public eye that argue against it are having their pocket filled by companies that would obviously profit from less competition. For me, it really comes down to one simple thing. You said it yourself, and that's service. But I don't think you understand or you choose to ignore the full extent of it. The main reason I would never pirate a video game in the modern age is because services like Steam not only offer me the product as it's released, but also so much more by having the product officially. Whether it be the extra features, the quality, or the fact that Steam constantly offers sales. Then there's other external means like Humble Bundle. I really feel like I'm getting my money's worth for what I'm paying for. Me buying a game on Steam is just a much better service and product than what I would be getting if I were to pirate. I really can't say the same for something like Crunchyroll. There's the obvious shortcoming that you mentioned of the fact that the selection is very limited, even more so if you don't live in the States. But even here, I'd be hard pressed to find a lot of the shows I'm interested in for the current season. However, the problems don't stop there. For example, the product I'm even getting when it does have something I want is not up to standard. Crunchyroll will usually rush out its subs, meaning they often have errors. And this would be fine if it was fixed later down the line, but Crunchyroll doesn't do this. It leaves those same errors forever, as well as never bothering to pay for the Blu-ray license once released. If you watch anime, then you know how massive a difference the final product is in the Blu-ray as compared to the original broadcast. I'd almost even compare it to a beta for some shows. So no matter when you choose to watch a show on Crunchyroll, you never really get the final product. When I buy a game on Steam, I get the most up-to-date version of that particular product. Then there's other things like the throttling of bit rates, which was only reversed once it was discovered Crunchyroll was doing this. I'm sure I don't need to explain why this is bad. Now, these are problems Netflix, a service I do have a subscription to, does not have. In fact, despite you arguing in the past that companies like Netflix and Amazon are hurting the industry, I'd argue they're helping far more. Especially with Netflix actively having a hand in production of certain anime, like Devilman for example. In fact, one of the reasons I disdain this company, and you somewhat as well, is for the mindset I just mentioned. Crunchyroll's PR team, especially Miles, seems to actively harass anyone who speaks against their company. Again, you doing this yourself in your "Are Amazon and Netflix killing great anime" video. Which admittedly, you seem to now argue that competition is good, so maybe you have actually changed your mind there. I also believe competition is a wonderful thing. It forces people to improve themselves and the product they produce, but it only has this effect if you're willing to strive for that improvement. Crunchyroll, on the other hand, does not. This also doesn't even take into consideration that despite you saying there's no reason to pirate if a Blu-ray exists for an anime, you're asking someone to pay $200+ in some cases, which most people can't be expected to afford. It's just not worth the price for those of us not having our pockets filled by any company willing to hand us a dime. So that's why I pirate anime, and that's why anime is the only form of media I pirate. Because it's the best service there is for me to get things at the quality I want sometimes. Pirating sites just don't seem to have those problems I mentioned. And even websites like Netflix that do a better job, there's a reason they earn my subscription, as well as a reason I will be watching shows there, as well as Amazon, because they offer good services. Crunchyroll, however, I just can't say the same for. So to me, that seems like a very good reason to pirate anime. From your friend, Dimitri Monroe.